Treacherous conditions once again in rain-soaked Barcelona, multiple applications to be Peloton, Patron and a half neutralised stage, La Vuelta Stage 2, another bizarre one. Team. From Mataró to Barcelona, it was supposed to be a punchy finish with 2 3-minute, 2-minute climbs on the Catalunya final stage circuit, but because of yesterday's fiasco, the riders were justifiably a little bit miffed, and so with it raining all last night and this morning in Barcelona, it was finally decided after a few changes back and forth that the times for GC would be taken with 9Ks to go because of the descent and a dangerous circuit, but the bonus seconds and stage win would still be up for grabs. So a little bit strange, half neutralisation, strong break went with Piccolo, Sobrero, Romo, Bol and Nicolau, and DSM were controlling that because they got the red jersey from the TTT yesterday, and Piccolo's on 6 seconds behind them because EF did such a good TT. And it was pretty slow the first 2/3 of this stage, about 37 k's an hour average. GC group was taking it pretty easy because there's these wet descents or drying descents. There was a bit of respite in the middle of today. It didn't rain too much. Remco coming back. But DSM didn't get much help at all from other teams because with the GC gaps neutralised, Jumbo didn't control at all for like a Roglic flyer or something. I don't know. And Piccolo, good young rider, Italian. Romo's a truck too, just top 10 in Burgos. 55 k's to go though. It was clear the word came down from the DS's, get to the front. So, in the technical tricky run-in, there's still a lot of fighting for positions. Ineos, Quickstep, Jumbo, Visma, all wanting to be in the same place, and that gap started to plummet, as well as a lot of riders. Scottson and Sanchez going down for Burgos Beace. Bol and Bo were dropped out of the break, and so the 3 World Tour guys were left on their own. Scottson would make it back to the peloton, I believe. And, a lot of guys were leaving gaps in the peloton, but it just got very, very nervous despite that 9K neutralisation, and then it started raining again. So it's already rained a lot. Drainage isn't the strong point, and look at this standing water, speed bumps, white painted lines. We're getting closer to Barcelona, so there's way more traffic furniture and painted lines and roundabouts compared to when you're in the Catalonian countryside, and so there were crashes from Rui Oliveira, I believe, and here as well for UAE, Molano is on the inside of Roglic, and I think he touches the white line and it's all over, takes Roglic out, and I believe Thomas touched down too for Ineos. So Thomas and Roglic, in the Giro they rode around next to each other as well, and they were in the same crash that Teo hurt his hip in, or fractured his hip in. They go down. There's also a UAE rider, I'm not sure who that was, because I think Oliveira had already crashed at this point. Both get back up, seemingly unhurt, thankfully. Thomas and Roglic a bit quicker because his bike was okay. I think Tratnik waiting for him, and here Quickstep were already trying to neutralise it. Piccolo crashes in a roundabout further up the road. He does a very swift remount and bike change, and look how sketchy this is with the rain. But then Dylan van Baarle took offence at Erviti pushing the pace for Movistar on the left hand side. Vingegaard putting out the big don't argue to Kim Hajduk, saying, hey, listen up, young buck. I won 2 Tours de France, so can we settle down a little bit? Remco also does the Kalmar, the lower arm down. So who is the patron? Is it Vingegaard? Is it Remco Evenepoel? Aronsman chatting to Vingegaard? I don't know. Is it Juanpe Lopez? I think it is him. And so, basically, DSM and Alpecin wanting the stage, and DSM, who worked all day, they got blocked off the front or ran out of riders, and eventually Alpecin and DSM came back to the front like, well, we got a stage to win, and DSM have got a break with 140 to catch, so that Piccolo doesn't take the red jersey, and Roglic had caught back up at that point, so all's fair in love and war. I mean, they didn't have to wait for Roglic anyway. They got other ambitions. They're not like a GC team trying to gain time, which is what I'm sure Alpecin's explaining to Vingegaard right now. I'm sorry, we got a stage to win, even though it might be neutralised for GC. So DSM and Alpecin get to work without any help from other teams, and a lot of teams leaving big gaps too, really cautious in these rounds. roundabouts and these double back right-handers, now pretty much in the city of Barcelona. And then the 9k to go GC times are taken, I don't really know where, didn't really see it. It becomes very evident because DSM are no longer on the front in this overhead shot, so they've clearly passed 9k's to go. Whatever the gap was to Piccolo, absolutely no idea. Probably enough to take red, but now it's FDJ and going to the front and EF trying to block it up, and DSM have gone because, yeah, they've done their job for the day. But they did lose the red jersey in the end, and the breakaway's caught with 8k's to go, so that gap can't have been too big. They're onto the circuit in Montjuïc, and FDJ set a nice pace, but not that hard that the peloton would be shredded already to be this small, and the answer was clear. UAE, Jumbo, Ineos, Movistar, except for Ivan Garcia Cortina, all pretty much sat up, and it's this group left of stage hunters, Mosca attacking to fight it out up the road. I believe it was Rochas attacking for Cofidis, and Lotto Destiny were the strongest team on this climb. Not FDJ with Gregoire, not Bardet for DSM. Van Eetvelt and Kroon launch it on the first of the two climbs where I think there were still bonus seconds. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. Does anybody know? Like, were there bonus seconds here? Did it matter? It doesn't matter because Andreas Kroon, they lost too much time in the TTT anyway. Lotto Destiny, he goes clear. Small gap here with Gregoire, I believe, chasing with Moran Vandenberg on his wheel, and Van Eetvelt obviously not contributing. The third in that group too goes clear on the descent, gets the nice little draft from the moto, which everybody normally gets when they're clear, and Group 2 didn't have a moto, but I don't think it would have... I don't know, it was pretty close in the end, actually, but he did celebrate for a while, dedicating the victory to the recently passed, the tragic passing Till de Decker, who was set to join Lotto Destiny's men's team next year. So fantastic that Lotto Destiny were able to get the W, and Caden Groves, with good legs, sprightly legs, finishing second comfortably behind with Ayuso and Vingegaard. What are they chatting about? Maybe who is going into red? Because they didn't know for a long time, eventually sitting Piccolo down, and he did get put in the red jersey with, 11 seconds or something. So, bit of a mess the last 2 days, up to Andorra, past my house tomorrow. Can't wait to watch. Mountaintop finish up Aronsol. Should be pretty hard. I'll see you with a video of that tomorrow. Ciao.